as Glitch is trying to see if he may be able to get himself a good opener versus Lights Out. Last time Lights Out absolutely did truck down Glitch. Glitch was a little bit behind on cooldowns, actually quite a bit. He was behind on cooldowns by quite a bit. I'm just gonna get it back in here. Lights Out, seeing Glitch go for a bit of a Phantom Knives, doesn't quite jump on him, but he's right next to him. He knows he's nearby. You can smell him. What would a night elf smell like? Burnt wood? I guess, like, you know, got fires, they got pyres, they got whatever we're technically. Blind immediately Lights Out with a trick, and I think it's gonna give Gloosh a juicy opportunity. Lights Out may have played his hand a little early. Does he get a sap at a Gloosh? Looks like he does, but not having the trinket for a subtlety rogue, just locking down the blind and the full sap. It's gonna be deadly. Lights Out, trying to go for a full burst. Is he gonna go for that sepsis and everything? Looks like he's gonna delay it by a little bit. Does go for a full bit of Vendetta burst. Does he survive Gloosh's go here? That blind sap, Gloosh himself a full burst. This is why Lights Out with a cheat death may be able to survive it. Can maybe get some dots on the Gloosh. Gloosh has a trinket, cloak, evasion, everything. So it's really gonna be down. Can Gloosh drop down Lights on his go? There's nothing you can do. He has to leave these stones. Is he going to be able to? No Resonator. It's just Eviscerates. Back-to-back Eviscerates. Cheat death and Eviscerates. Oh, is it going to be enough? The Lights on just gives himself a heal in the last second. Let's go for a full Vendetta. It's going to be Gloosh, unable to really get out of it. It's going to be Cloak of Shadows immediately with an evasion. Lights Out trying to see if he can walk away. It's going to be Nightmare trying to see if he can back out. Smoke Bomb for a second. It's going to be Seed Pod, and Gloosh is not going to be deterred. This Seed Pod is going to be he's just waiting for it. We're just waiting for it for a second. Maybe we're just waiting for some cooldowns to come back or energy or something. But we're just waiting for a moment, taking him down. Man, the rogue actually survived it. He had cheat death and got himself a heal immediately as soon as he could. Glitch not committing a resonator was probably the play though, because now he has a resonator for this deadly feral. Picking up the eyes, bashing immediately the Glitch, explode all the dots on the boy Glitch. Maybe he has a sippy cup, get a shot into Christina, trying to see if he can maybe turn around on him. Resonator dropping right next to his head. Is it going to be enough? The cheap shot around feral cannot escape the burst into a cheap shot right again. It's going to be a Glitch just continuing the onslaught. Does he use a sippy cup? Looks like he may have. He's recovered quite a bit of health. Looking for the juke versus the feral. Does get the juke, and Christina cannot juke him back. He can't leap up and chase after the rogue just yet. And Glitch is trying to see if he can get himself a proper reset. Does get himself a reset, but other dots still rolling at him. Does have a few of those. Christina getting a full flesh cut while in bear from recovering the shield entirely. But the feral is going to practice picking up the eyes early. On team 1, we got ourselves the boy, Apteshka, the Shadow Priest, Athaman over for that team. We got Slazer, who never really got to play last time. And we got Yanho. We got Naze over for the team 2. We got us Talrak, the Paladin. We got Christina getting locked up with a Kinder Shot. And Bull Squid in the back. But since Christina and Glitch already fighting one another, I just kind of want to see what happens here, because that's going to be a feral locking him down with a quick babe. Glitch trying to get himself for a bit of a sipping cup, trying to turn around some of the Kyrian bursts. Barset out of Christina, trying to see if they can deny some of that damage. Glitch eating a pretty big bite, and they keep swapping to the wrong person every single time. Glitch does dab in his stealth. Is that a sipping cup to get him free of those dots? It looks like the dots are still running him down. Christina does swipe the Glitch out in the open. Quick roar to disorient, discombobulate the rogue for a second. Glitch does have evasion. I keep swapping the wrong person. I'm so sorry. I'm making these duels more intense than need to be, really. Get a shot at Christina. He has a trick in case they want to use a Glitch with a smoke bomb, trying to give himself as much of a line of sight to escape. The feral does get himself proper restyle blind immediately. Feral does trick it. Does Glitch have enough combo points for a Kinder Shot? Trying to go for a shot as the main, and so trick it immediately. Has evasion for this burst. Does himself the Kyrian setup. Christina and bear form. Wall is up. Glitch knows he doesn't want to Kinder Shot him just yet. Just trying to sink as much damage as he can. Christina with a Kinder Shot. Glitch using that kidney in order to find himself a quick escape and a breakaway. First aid as soon as the dots are off him, and does get himself a re-stealth. So he should have a clean go. Eyes picked up by the feral druid. Flesh got coalescing around him. Should be pretty safe. Glitch hiding at the bottom of the ramp. Just rage pounds of Christina hitting him with a sap, but is mostly thought about avoiding him behind the pillar. It looks like that's exactly what he still wants to do. Shadow Strike, open for procs, big burst out of the feral. This is going to take all this dots. Does he have the Kyrian to pick up in order to remove the dots? Looks like it's still running down. Got himself full resonator versus Christina. No check out of the feral. Trying to see if he can find the blaze. Trying to see if he can find the damage. Cheap shot yet again. Big bite out of the feral druid. Both of them are super low, but the rogue does get him down. My goodness. I was so close. Both of them just went in at one another. Full dots on the fellow. Rogue turning around, trying to see if he can catch up. It's a race against time, and both of them are just trying to nuke each other down. Talrak is going to be up next. A big old Tauren boy. Trying to see if he may be able to find the rogue. No more eyes available for either one of the team. So Glush got himself a proper re-stealth. My goodness. Into a trinket by Talrak as he gets locked down by the rogue. Glush going in for the shadow strike. Talrak immediately with Shield of Vengeance, but the blind is going to let him kind of slowly ascend from the bridge with those wings just kind of fluttering down little by little. Does not have a trick anymore, so Glush has full control of the paladin. He's most likely going to be able to get a bubble out of him or blessing protection potential as well. Get a shot onto Talrak, trying to see if it maximizes damage. Glush absolutely blasting out Talrak. That's going to be Talrak with a bubble, trying to see if he can just beat up on the Glush. Glush has defensive in case he needs to roll him, but he's got himself a pretty big defensive out of Talrak. Could potentially give him a go. Talrak continued to build up damage, missing one of the attacks over the Glush. I think their initial Temple's Verdict, but Talrak just goes down. He just takes eviscerate after eviscerate with the rogue, continuing to stab him in the vitals. He's taking big hits out of the paladin, but he's continued to get hits back in, and the paladin's just focusing on Glush's health, not looking out for his own. Naze hanging out next to Glush, setting in the pet immediately, denying the rogue a proper reset. And the pet going in for a quick stun versus Glush with a bit of a blaze storm to follow, or a fell storm to follow. Second stun to Glush with a Tyrant coming out, but it's going to be quick interrupt. Actually, get a shot on Naze. Does get interrupted on Tyrant. This is where Glush is trying to see if he can maximize damage with Naze. Naze needs himself a little bit more survivability while the Tyrant is up. Glush knows he's going to take a lot of damage here. Soul Rot to follow. Does need to give himself advantage to escape the Tyrant, and is going to be vanished out with the dot Soul Rot rotting him down. If maybe potential Naze could find the rogue in between the soul rots, maybe he can get the pets back on him, but the rogue escapes the whole demonic army completely. It looks like the rogue is trying to see if he can maybe go for a proper clean 1v5. He's still singing back then, talking to his team. We have no idea what was said. He said rough. That's all I saw. Sap into the pet. Kid and Shadow Naze. They're going in for that Curian Burst with Shadow Blades to follow. Naze is under a lot of pressure. And oh my god, the rogue just turns him over. Puts him in for a quick nap. Poor guy. Glush does have line of sight, should potentially be able to get a sap in here. Pistol shot does get the rogue into combat. That's going to be the Resonator. Bull Squid does go for immediate trinket, trying to deny the burst out of Glush with the disarm to follow. Has a pistol shot to slow down the rogue. Smoke bomb is up. Bull Squid is just going to see if he can waddle towards Glush. Blind is going to stop him in place. That's super unfortunate. If you don't trinket the Resonator, you're dead. If you trinket Resonator, it's going to be blind and you're still dead. I don't know what else you can really do about it. Glush goes for a quick sappy. Potentially, if Glush makes a mistake here, Bullsquid maybe could survive it. Get a shot. Glush trying to see if he can maximize damage. Big of a switch coming through back to back. It's going to be yet another shot. Cheap shot to follow into a cheat death. Bullsquid does have cheat death to potentially give him a little bit of recovery. Glush with an invasion immediately. Bullsquid trying to see if he can maybe dislocate away from Glush. Goes in for a blind. This is going to be a trick by Glush. Trying to see if he can interrupt the Fleshcraft. I don't think he denied the Fleshcraft interrupt. Bullsquid just trying to see if he can get himself away from Glush ASAP. Grapple Hook trying to stay away from him. Shadow Step is letting him be on top of him. Going to be spikes. Cheap shot to Bullsquid. Unless you got any kind of survivability, I think it's over. Unless potentially just, oh my goodness. There's not much you can do. Sub rogues, man. There's nothing you can do. And that's actually Glush with the 1v4. There's nothing you can do. My goodness. Alrighty, boys. Let's get ourselves another duel up and running, boys.